Once Georgia House Bill 1405 passed earlier this year, a committee was created to make suggestions on how to change the Georgia tax code. Well, now farmers are concerned they may lose their sales tax exemptions on certain key products when the committee makes its final recommendations. This committee's been traveling around the state listening to citizen input on what tax code changes should be addressed. Monitor's Ryan Naquin was at one of these listening sessions in Atlanta.
At the Georgia Railroad Freight Depot in Atlanta, 6 members of the Special Council on Tax Reform and Fairness for Georgians heard from citizens about what taxes they believe are most important to adopt and what tax exemptions are most important to maintain.
The same thing happened when we raised our tax in 2003.
The council is charged with performing a complete study of the state's current revenue structure and presenting its conclusions and recommendations for changes to the state's tax code.
We don't want to get taxed out of business. Nobody does.
During these listening sessions, the Georgia Farm Bureau is most concerned with the tax exemptions farmers receive when purchasing certain commodities. GFB believes inputs such as seed, feed, fertilizer, chemicals, equipment, and others may be under scrutiny, and that because these items are input cost, they should not be subject to a sales tax.
My son and I operate a 300-cow Holstein dairy. We milk twice a day, 7 days a week.
Dairyman Bud Butcher represented the Farm Bureau at this listening session and urged the panel when they make their final suggestions, it includes keeping the farmer's sales tax exemption.
If the tax code is changed, you start to charge sales tax on the inputs to my dairy, that expense will be significant enough to jeopardize their operation.
Butcher estimates that if he were to lose his tax exemption on inputs, it would cost his business more than $45,000 annually. And that cost is an expense he does not believe his farm can afford.
We're the only people that produce a commodity that nobody can live without. You know, you can go without a new car or a new coat, but you got to eat. And we don't feel like it's fair to put the tax on the people that produce the food.
People like you that put themselves out there to produce a product that we need and keep doing it and keep the land devoted to that product. I really admire that. That's really the American system, and it works.
This meeting is one of 7 listening sessions that will be held across the state. Once the council has heard from the public, they will then recommend changes to the tax code to the Speaker of the House and Lieutenant Governor at the beginning of the 2011 legislative session. After the findings are submitted, they will be prepared into legislation and assigned to the Special Joint Committee on Georgia Revenue Structure. If the council's suggestions are approved by this committee, the bill will be sent through the legislative process and receive an up or down vote by the House and Senate. If you'd like to learn more about the Council on Tax Reform and Fairness for Georgians, or to attend one of these listening sessions near you, visit this website to find out more. For the Georgia Farm Monitor, I'm Ryan Naquin.